Absolutely.
So, wow, that's really great. We're excited to hear how this is going to unfold
Yeah,
with
I
golf.
it should be really interesting to
But
see.
because of that, you know, you're traveling all over the world,
I am.
and would you say you went
Yeah, I was in Saudi Arabia last week, for 14 hours.
right
It was a long trip, but, it was a very necessary meeting, and I'm glad I went, and, I've got another meeting coming up in Tokyo in a couple weeks, and,
for a
it's
day?
fun for a day, yeah,
Yeah,
with 2 young kids, you try to be home as much as
right.
possible, but also, there's some really, big stakes, at the present moment in the world of professional golf,
So
so
talk about the kid. Talk about the family. Like, you're out, you're going. Even when you do come home, you're
yes.
probably fried. How
Yes.
do you deal with that? I mean, obviously, Amanda's got to be a super understanding
I always
individual.
say that her job is way more difficult than mine. There's no doubt about that. She's got it tough, but also she's very fortunate as well that she doesn't have to you know have a job and she can spend the time with the kids. But it's a lot of work. There's no doubt about it. It's hard for me to be away from the kids, and I want to be with them and spend as much time as possible. However, my career, I refer to it as a career instead of a job. It's demanding. It's 24/7, 365. Takes me across the globe. Very fortunate to do it, but it's hard. And finding that balance between the family and work is something that's been a challenge over the years, and I continue to strive each and every day to be better at. But it's always going to be a work in progress because you want to provide for your family. You want to do everything you can to make sure that they're comfortable and happy, and I'm providing the attention that my children need. But at the same time, I have a job to do. So it's finding that balance, and it's tricky.
So you're out with the kids, you're at the playground or whatever. Cell phone rings, you pick it up.
It does, yeah. Like it never stops. My phone is attached to me at the hip, whether it's the middle of the night or it's 3 o'clock, on a Saturday afternoon, hanging out with the kids. It's just it's the job I chose. It's the career I chose. I'm very grateful for it, but there are there's some difficult times that you have to be present with the family, but at the same time, I have a very demanding job.
Right.
I've got to be there for my clients, and it's the client services business, and ultimately, we're dealing with some major things in sports today. So
Yeah. And
there's a
you're and
lot
you're
going
and
on.
you're blessed that your family understands. And
Absolutely,
one of my close friends is Leon Rose, former
sure.
agent, kinda came up the same way
Yep.
you did, scrappy, and then now he's president of the Knicks, and his wife, Donna. I mean, I used to say, "Wow, how do you do all this?" I mean, he's traveling all the time, and it takes a toll, and it, pays dividends, and hopefully the family will realize it was all for
Absolutely. No, we'll,
their
we'll we'll
good.
have great stories later, and eventually, hopefully, my son, as he gets older, will be able to travel with me and experience, some of the things that I get to experience, and my daughter too, if that's what she chooses. But we'll see. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe we like Tiger and Charlie.
Yeah. Well, I could only wish that my son can play like the Woodses and doesn't take after his dad.
Oh,
So
man. Hey, so I wanna talk about a rising star. You've managed Lexi Thompson,
yes.
was just at my club a few weeks ago since 2020. How do you manage a great brand like Lexi, compared to, like, the Sam Burns and
Sure.
Kurt
Yeah,
Kitayama?
I mean, Lexi's fantastic to work with. We've worked together almost 6 years now. I've known her since 2016 when Bryson turned professional. They were both part of Cobra Puma Golf. So we, developed a relationship, played out of the same club at Trump International. So I've just known her for a long time. During COVID, we started to play a lot of golf together. She decided to make a change in her career and switch agents, and I was fortunate enough to be the
Mm,
beneficiary of that. And so it's been a different part of Lexi's career that I'm been managing compared to the start at a young age, having a tremendous amount of success. She's still extremely successful on and off the golf course, but it's different. She's in a different stage in her career as she's closer towards the end. Where working with some others, from the start, whether it's Sam Burns, who I've worked with now for 9 years, who's just a fantastic
he's doing
guy,
great.
great player, and he's got really big things coming here in the near future. And it's a lot of fun, but it's different styles of management because people are in different places in their career.
Yeah. Talk about I mean, Bryson happens to be in an amazing physical condition. I saw Lexi a few
Yep.
weeks ago. She's an amazing specimen. I don't think people realize how much work golfers put in to their
Yeah,
physical
no, people don't have
uh,
any idea. A lot of times I'll hear people say, why isn't Bryson playing this? Or why isn't Sam playing? Why isn't Bryson playing? Why isn't Lexi playing? Why don't they play every week? I don't understand. It's just golf. It's so much more than golf. I mean, the fitness routines and the amount of time they spend on their body and on their mind is so demanding. And it's really not different than any other sport, how hard they work today. I mean, Tiger Woods, and he really changed the sport and, became you have to be a real athlete to play at the highest level. If you go out on the PGA Tour or live and you see all the different equipment that they have, that these guys, from cold plunges to, you name it. I mean, like, these guys are athletes. They're no longer, looking like they're overweight out there, slumping around, smoking cigarettes, playing golf. It's not that anyway. These guys are real guys and gals are real athletes today at the highest level. So it is physically demanding on the body and the mind.
So John Daly wouldn't make it today?
John Daly would definitely have some trouble today in the modern day professional golf. There's no doubt about it.
I used to laugh. I said, "This is not it. This is not athletics.
No,
This is not
no, no.
athletics," right?
And, he's the perfect example of like, golf's not a sport. I've heard that forever. Well, I think people can put that aside and realize you look at the guys out there today. I mean, these guys are athletes. I mean, look at the way Lexi's built. Look at the way Bryson's built. Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, the best players in the world. I mean, these guys are physical specimens.
Yeah, they really are. So how do you how do you decide, this is about the talent side. How do you, when you see somebody, how do you know, replicate what you did when you saw Bryson and everybody said, how do you know when to go all in on a player?
So, it's been interesting. I have not really recruited in a while. I have a young guy that I work with, Ben James, that I was very fortunate that I work with another agent in the business on. We've partnered with Ben. He was a tremendous talent out of the University of Virginia, number one in PGA Tour University, will turn professional in May. But I really haven't recruited in a while. Having Bryson, having Sam, having Lexi, being very fortunate to have a stable of established talent and the Bryson business continuing to grow at, you know, a level that people have never seen before, probably since Tiger Woods outside of golf. It's been a challenge to grow my business from a recruiting standpoint. However, I'm in a great spot. But in terms of, seeing talent and what all that looks like, you know, I grew up playing against some of the best players in the world. Ricky Fowler, Bud Cauley, even played tournaments against Rory McIlroy back in the day. Like, what talent looks like. I remember what my scores look like compared to theirs, the way they hit it compared to the way I hit it. Like, you can tell what talent is, and there's a clear separation from the top college players and a solid college player. And ultimately, like, it's very evident. And those that don't see that, it's very difficult to make it in the business.
Wow. Hey, so this has been really great. But I do have a question for you,
Sure.
because your players have won a lot,
Yes.
right? I would assume when you win, you don't drink wine.
No, I'm not a
All right, but
drinker.
we're gonna
So
try this
let's
next one.
try it.
This is
Let's
the
do it.
Renegade. This is the
Perfect.
one that won
Yeah.
Best in Class in San
Okay.
Francisco. I mean, it's just so soft. I mean,
Beautiful.
right? It's light, it's
Oh,
soft. To me, I actually, this was the wine I drank during the Super Bowl.
really? Okay.
I think it goes good with pizza,
Yep.
wings,
Yep.
kinda anything goes.
No,
But
that's great.
so when one of your players get a
Yeah.
big win,
How do we celebrate?
how do you celebrate, Brett?
How do I celebrate? Well, I typically call my wife and kids with tears in my eyes because I'm just so happy for the success that they've had, and ultimately, just amazing to be part of something. And that's what's like. People are often say to me, well, you didn't hit a shot, but like, why are you so happy? I'm like, because it's just when you're a part of a team, it takes a village to put these shows on week in and week out. And when you're a part of a team, like it's very rewarding, when they win. So how do we celebrate? Typically go to a really good dinner afterwards. But Bryson's 2 U.S. Open wins. We've had some good times, and we've traveled we had some nice parties afterwards, and yeah, it's just great to be a part of. We're very fortunate to
Yeah, so nothing crazy.
nothing crazy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
guys don't go to Vegas
no,
and
no. My
yeah.
guys aren't big gamblers. They're not big drinkers. They like to enjoy life, but probably on a more reserved level than
Yeah,
most.